Hello there, BookTube. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. And this is my, I think, sixth instalment of the library tour series that I'm trying to do before I move house. And yeah, just showing you what things look like at the moment. As you can see, I'm doing this straight after the last one I did because the date that we're moving out of this flat is ever getting closer, so I'm trying to get them all at least recorded before we move. They might go out after the move, but that's fine. And we're here with the sort of mystery books, detective books and some thrillers. Last time there was lots of sci-fi, and I was kind of thinking that I don't nearly have as much sci-fi as I'd like. I actually read a fair bit of sort of sci-fi and speculative fiction and stuff like that when I was at uni. And for some reason I didn't hold on to a lot of it, and I didn't get rid of it because I didn't enjoy it necessarily. Yeah, I'm quite sad that my sci-fi collection isn't as big as it could be. So something to improve on in the future, I suppose. But anyway, here we are with some mysteries and thrillers and stuff. First up we have Above the Ground by Mary Stewart. I picked this up for the Reading Europe 2021 challenge that Mark over at Book Time with Albus is running. But I kind of read the first 30 pages and kind of thought that this wouldn't give me a very good taste of the country that I'd been allocated. So I decided to try something else that I had. I'll probably get back to it at some other time, but I'm not really in a rush, to be honest. And then this is the 39 Steps by John Buchan, which I still haven't read, but I've been itching to get to it for years, and I just keep forgetting. But I love the Hitchcock film. And then some Agatha Christie. This is the Secret Adversary, Tommy and Tuppence book, I think. I haven't read it. And then we have some Poirot stories. We have Murder in Mesopotamia, Death on the Nile, and Appointment with Death. These are also Poirot on the Orient books, but yeah, unfortunately I haven't read these. I have read, is it the Big 10 or the Big 4, something like that I've read, but yeah, that was a while ago. That was a Poirot book. And then, yeah, another one of my a book of mysteries that my wife enjoyed. This is the Mammoth Book of Historical Detectives, a sort of anthology of detective stories all through time. I haven't read this, but I might enjoy dipping in and out of it in the future. And then we have the first, ooh, that was weird, the first in the Phryne Fisher books. Me and my wife really enjoyed watching the TV series. Is it Miss Phryne Fisher Mysteries or something like that? And this is the first book that these are based on. Again, I haven't read this. Then we have some Arthur Conan Doyle. We have Hound of the Baskervilles, which I haven't read since I was a kid, but love Hound of the Baskervilles. And then this is The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, which I haven't read cover to cover. I've probably read some of the stories in this in the past, but it would have been out of sort of my dad's sort of collection of Sherlock Holmes stories. I think this is my wife's. And we actually forgot we had this when we bought this. Just like a big sort of best of, I suppose, of Sherlock Holmes stories. So I'll probably get my Sherlock Holmes fix from this in the future. Then we have some Daphne du Maurier. We have Don't Look Now, sort of short story collection, which I enjoyed, particularly the first. Particularly the first story, which I think was adapted into a film, but I haven't seen it. Then we have Jamaica Inn, which I haven't read. I think my wife said that when she read this, she threw it across the room after a certain plot twist. And I find it quite funny. On the back of this, there's a little blurb but not by a reviewer or a writer or anyone. It just says a true classic, Amazon.com, which is a bit pathetic. And then we have Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier as well, which is one of my favourite books. And then we have, this is another book I haven't read, Death Comes to Pemberley by P.D. James, which is sort of a murder mystery set in the world of Pride and Prejudice. And from what I've heard, she actually pulls it off really well. Yeah, sounds quite fun. And then we have The Glass Key by Dashiell Hammett, which is, I suppose, a fairly decent classic in the sort of hard-boiled detective genre. I quite enjoyed this. I think I prefer Raymond Chandler, but I haven't really read a lot in this genre. I kind of prefer sort of watching sort of the old sort of crime noir films. And then sort of the last stack here, some more P.D. James, The Children of Men. I haven't read this, but I picked it up because I enjoyed the film. And then Ian McEwan, Amsterdam. I haven't read this yet either, but yeah, sounds interesting. Then we have John le Carré, The Constant Gardener. I read this earlier this year and really enjoyed it. And this was actually my introduction to reading le Carré. I've seen quite a few sort of film and TV show adaptations of some of his work. So I quite like to go back and read some of the sort of classic stuff, some of the Smiley stuff. And then we have these books. These are the sort of Shadow of the Wind books by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. So this is the first one, Shadow of the Wind, which I haven't read, but I have read the last book, The Labyrinth of the Spirits. I think these are kind of written so you can read them in any order, but now I've got the first book, I'll probably try and make my way through in order. Then we have In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. Yeah, I thought it was actually quite good. I think quite a lot of people find certain elements of this a little weird and problematic, but yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Yeah. And then a couple of books I haven't read. This is The Maker of Swans by Patrick O'Donnell, which is a kind of mystery, secret society kind of book, I think. But yeah, unfortunately I haven't got to this yet. I've had it for ages though, but yeah, maybe one day I'll be in the mood for it. And this is a mystery, sort of in the middle of a series, I think, As Chimney Sweepers Come to Dust. And I don't know if I'll ever read this, to be honest. It's by Alan Bradbury, but for some reason one day it stood out in the bookshop. So that's that. Then some more classic hard-boiled detective stuff. We have The Big Sleep and Other Novels by Raymond Chandler. So this has also got Farewell My Lovely and The Long Goodbye in it. I've only read The Big Sleep so far, which I really loved, and I really loved seeing how it was different to the film, because The Big Sleep is one of my favourite films, and it was quite fun seeing the quite big differences, and yeah, love both the film and the novel. Then we have yet another book I haven't read. This is The Kennedy Moment by Peter Adamson. I think this is a kind of political thriller, but yeah, I guess one day I'll be in the mood for it, but I haven't read it yet. The more and more I go through these, the more I realise maybe I am a mood reader. I was kind of wondering that a bit when I did the moody reader tag a while ago, but yeah, I think I am a mood reader. Anyway, finally in this instalment we have The Luminaries by Eleanor Catton, which I thought was great. I think it really pulled off what it was trying to do really well. Very arresting, and it was great to just spend, I think I spent about 3 weeks, maybe a month reading this, and just really enjoyed immersing myself in this book, and yeah, one day I'll have to reread this, but yeah, I'll have to lay a lot aside to get through it, because I am a slow reader, but yeah, I love this book. And that's that. That's sci-fi and mystery all done on this shelf. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've read any of the books that I've brought up, if you enjoyed them, if you didn't enjoy them, whatever, yeah, please let me know. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the comments and in other videos soon. Yeah, take care, and thank you very much for watching. Right, bye bye.